Welcome to another episode of Trap Talk. Today, I've just got my co-host, Richard Marshall Jr. with me. Ricky, how's it going tonight?
Good, buddy. I'm over here in Tucson, Arizona at the Arizona State Trapshooting. You're on the other side of the country at the Southern Grand in Odessa, Florida.
Yeah, so we're recording this live at the shoots, guys. Today, we just got done shooting over here at the Silver Dollar. Obviously, Odessa, Florida, great place. And Ricky's down there in Tucson, Arizona. And I heard you were doing some lessons today, Ricky.
Yeah, I taught today. I taught Gunnar Sethnick from Billings, Montana. Came down and finally got the snow, and we had a great day. Shot some good singles, did well in the handicap, made a few changes to him, and he shot doubles great. I mean, he thought he was so good, he stuck one shell and tried to shoot both targets.
Well, Gunner's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine, and he's definitely a great passer shooter. He's been around a long time, shot a lot of targets, knows a lot of people, and is definitely very proficient with a shotgun. And I know he's been getting excited about traveling more and getting into the game. So it's always good to have a friend back into the sport. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like I said, I did lessons with him, and actually supposed to do about 2 or 3 other lessons. They were shooting late today. They were running 4 banks. Just a prelim day here, 100 singles, 100 handicap, 100 doubles. I came down with my son, Tyler, of course, as you know, and then Justin and Wyatt Debris. The 4 of us left Justin's house on Sunday morning at 5:30 and got down here at about 8:30 p.m. Tucson time Sunday night. And then, so they shot today, and I know Wyatt broke the 100 singles this morning. I don't know about the handicap doubles because I just got back to the camper. I heard that over in the Silver Dollar, today's the event. Meeks, I won the singles last year, but I heard you broke 100.
I did. I got lucky. I was out there and I said, hey, you know what? I got to try to run this 100, the Ricky Marshall shoot singles. And if I win a trophy, then I can give you the trophy with your name on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you win and I'll sign it and give it back to you.
That'd be awesome. So I know, Ricky, you've come to the Silver Dollar for the Southern Grand for years and years and years and years. A long time ago, we played a lot of cards here. We used to watch, Leo playing cards at the clubhouse and Tank and Pat McCarthy and all these guys. And this shoot's got a lot of nostalgia. Yep. I know you decided to go to Arizona this year. What was your thinking around that? And, and tell the shooters a little bit about the Arizona State shoot.
Well, this is my first time to the Arizona State shoot. I've never shot. I want to try to shoot every state shoot in the country. I've shot a lot of targets in all the other states and stuff. There's several state shoots I haven't been to that I'd like to hit. And this happened. It worked out. Justin left his wheel down here after the spring grand. Of course, you and I were over in Dubai and got back, right before. That's with bronchitis, so I couldn't come to the spring. But I'm also on White Flyers pro staff, and we're doing some target testing down here this week on some targets that might be coming out. So that was the main reason I came over. Is this was the only time we could do it, and they wanted it. It was going to be over here. We're trying to do clubs around the country, so we had kind of set this up, and I didn't realize that it was on top of the sun. Because I love shooting in Florida. I mean, Florida is a great place. I got a lot of friends down there that some of them don't even shoot anymore. They still have houses down there, and it's always fun because I usually take my Tyler, my youngest son, comes along. My oldest boy used to, and we would always go to the Yankees spring training games. So I missed, doing that, but it'll be fun. Like I said, Tyler's here with us. We're shooting. Tyler and I and Justin and Wyatt and your squad mate, Zach Bryant, he signed up, wanted to shoot over here with us, and then he failed, Well, we'll have to take into consideration that for next time he wants to shoot with us,
Okay. He came over here with me, so I'm having to pull him around. We're having a good time together, that's for sure. But so Arizona right now, the weather's really good this time of year. I mean, is this as good as Florida or what are?
Yeah, it's today was about 80 degrees, I think. The rest was supposed to be in the 70s and 80s. So, I mean, weather's going to be good. I think we're supposed to get a little rain tomorrow evening. But, we're at Tucson, Travis. Great club, just like the Silver Dollar. It's fortunate that they're on top of each other for shooters, ourselves that like to travel all over, but they don't design the shoot schedule for shooters like, which is, um,
You know,
but
I 100% agree with you. I think Tucson obviously is a fabulous gun club. I love coming down to the Southern because, like you said, we get to see a lot of the great shooters that are here.
yep,
And it's just the nostalgia of the club. And, for people that haven't been here, there's two sides of the gun club. So you have the gun club side, and then you have the golf club side. And basically, it's almost like you're shooting in two different places because on the gun
yeah,
club side, you've got trees in front of you a little bit closer. And I think they block the wind a little bit more, and you've also got, a more worn in trap line that's been shot a lot. And then on the golf side, they really only bring that open for the tournaments. I mean, the state shoot, Southern Grand, and things like that. So, it just feels like it's not shot as much. And this week, I just learned that they bought all new pat traps for the golf club side. So, and they're getting adjusted. And you know how a new pat can be sometimes when you put a
yep,
new pat in the house. Sometimes you got to wear it in a little bit before it's really throwing them where you want them to be perfectly every time.
yeah,
It's, yesterday we shot doubles, and there was just a lot of variation in targets. And just to let people know what they're coming to when they come to Silver Dollar, you know, there's a lot of movement in the target sometimes. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I like coming down here and training on it because I feel like it prepares me for the whole year, being able to shoot targets in different spots. But when you have wind in Florida, that's obviously going to push, pairs up. It's going to
mm,
put pairs down. They're going to slide one way or the other. But I mean, you've shot this place a lot. What would you tell
yep.
people about the dollar that you think is important?
The dollar, it's heavier air down there. I love shooting there. I don't know. I've shot good there. I have broken 100 in the handicap there. I broke a lot of 200s and a lot of hundreds in the doubles over the years. I have missed the last target like 3 events in a row, one shoot there for 99s in the doubles. But hey, it is what I love, just going, mm, enjoying the atmosphere there. It is a tougher place to shoot, or can be, some people think, because you are shooting two different clubs, so to speak, different backgrounds. You're on the golf side, you got the golfers out in the distance, and they can affect. And I always tell people, the background means, what are you looking at the background for? Look at the target. Don't I know it can affect, but look at that target and focus on it and drive through. And that's like today, teaching Gunner. Gunner had his eyes real far out and too far, and I moved him back in a little bit. We worked on some things with that, and he's like, "Wow, the target up better." It's different for everybody, but at the dollar, just have fun. Great facility. They got great food. The people there are great. They do the best job as they can. I know this week, I think they're removing some dirt down there, I heard. So the parking is an issue, I heard.
Yeah, they're moving a little bit. They're doing some road work. They're making improvements, which is really, really
Yep, yep.
cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
heard they're in a bunch of camping spots where the old practice traps were. So that'd be great. Is it might be where, next year, I haul the camper down, or Justin and I, take his or mine, whatever, go down and spend a couple weeks. And because there is a lot of shooting at the dollar, just like here in Tucson. That's, I say, you got two clubs. Both clubs are open all winter long for us Midwesterners or Northern people,
yeah,
to go down and train on some targets, practice. There's good food over here, a lot of good Mexican restaurants. I love coming to the dollar because there's golf there, and I love to whack the ball around, and especially when Rich Bullard's around. I can used to get a few dollars off of Rich playing some golf. So
hundred
that was a good.
percent. And,
Yeah,
and I think to let people know that haven't been to the dollar, there's a whole community here. So the dollar has, I guess they're like double wides, single wides, trailer homes on gun club, and a lot of these are for rent, or you can buy a lot and put either a trailer on it or RV on or something like that, and then pay a monthly utility usage fee. And most people come down here and winter, so they're
yep.
down here from I don't know, November till the end.
Yeah, usually, yeah, usually like or something. The other thing, you got Jerry Phillip, Silverside Shotguns.
Yeah.
They got their little shop down there. Jerry's a friend of mine, Richie Phillip. They do a great job down there. And I know there's some Kimball DuPont from DuPont Guns have come over and set up occasionally. And, it's a great time. I used to play a lot of cars down there with Leo and Dana Dawson and Pat McCarthy. And a guy by the name of Jasper Williams, he's been passed away for quite a while. We used to play a lot of hearts there in the clubhouse and a lot of late night. Played some good poker games down there and little poker tournaments we used to throw. But yeah, I miss it. It's one of those. It's Tyler's spring break. So we came down here and we're doing this and do a little target testing tomorrow. We start shooting the overall tomorrow. I'm teaching every night when I'm done shooting too. So it'll be a little bit of a busy schedule, but then I get home. We're leaving here Sunday after shooting, straight through 18 hours home because I'm going to play Tuesday morning for Collegiate Nationals, ACUI SCTP Collegiate Nationals in San Antonio.
Yep. And I know we've talked a little bit about that, and that's going to be a huge deal, bringing your team down. Doane University.
Doane University. Yep.
Doane University.
Yep. Taking 10 kids down this year, and Peyton D. Tavernier's on the team, and she's one of the top collegiate ladies shooters, especially in trap. She's getting better in skeet and sporting, but she's mostly a trap girl. But I got a good kids, and so my assistant coach and I are taking them down. Bailey Gasling, she shot for me at Doane, and we'll see how it goes. They've been doing some good practices last week, and we're practicing on Monday when I get back. And so I'll be a little tired, but get them whipped into shape, hopefully, and we can get it rolling.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, it's been a lot of years since I've done any collegiate shooting, but I always just remember when this time of the year came around, I was always excited to go down there with my team and represent. I was on Lindenwood and had a great time. My squad mate, Zach Bryant, was with me at Lindenwood also. We shot together, and that was, some of the best times of my life. And I think that's what kept me connected through college, really elevated me to want to really step into this game at a more formal level, even more after I get done with school. I mean, you come back to it because you love it. But you're right about the memories. I mean, we were at the bar gun club, the golf gun club bar last night, and we were talking with Mike Blaisdell, and he was one of the guys that we've had on the show. And she talked about how many times you've been down here, and all the experiences, and just every day at the dollar is different. And we actually talked a little bit about how that one time there was that huge rainstorm and Leo ran that 100 on Sunday's handicap. That was, incredible, but it's just a testament to what fundamentals will bring you, because that day, Rick, I was there, and I remember it was raining down as hard as I've ever seen it rain down. I think the highest score on the board was like a 94 or 95, maybe a 96, somewhere in that zone. You might remember better than me. But Leo went out there and broke 100. And I'm like, holy up. And it's just, you could tell that he was seeing the target really well. He was letting it come up to, to where he could catch it. And he was making a shot to each individual target in a different zone.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's what I watched Mike do in the doubles today. He broke 98 in the doubles. He was the lone 98 here on the grounds. I had a 97 myself. And it was just, watching the pairs and saying, okay, I'm going to shoot this one here. I'm going to shoot this one here. But every pair was different. You could never shoot them where it's like bang, bang. You had to give them, pay attention to where they were. And I think that goes back to when we talk about trigger control training, and we talk about looking at the bird, and we talk about, pointing the target out. That's where I think you shoot the silver dollar so well, because you're analyzing that bird up and down. And most shooters are just calling pull, and they're pulling the trigger within a certain number of seconds, quarter seconds, half seconds, boom, and I'm there.
Yeah.
You move the gun 6 feet, bang, you're done, right? Instead of like identifying that target, the target's going up, the target's going down. What kind of move do I want to make to it? And then making one clean move to the bird.
That's the one thing with, like today, teaching Gunner. We were shooting the doubles, and he was just bang, bang, and he shot some well, the target was supposed to be, and then we had some north wind, and then it kind of cut out. And I said, trigger control. I said, you got to shoot the target where it's supposed to be. And he's like, oh, okay. And he really got into him.
You see, he's an excellent shot.
Absolutely.
And that's a testament to, like, when you get away from the game for a while, you got to come back. And that's why I tell people all the time, if you're going to get away from it a while and you come back, it's always good to talk with somebody that knows what they're doing. And, now, get a Ricky, get a, Harlan, or whoever's, in the time with the knowledge, say, okay, let's look at this. And it cleans a lot of that stuff up, because I've struggled with it before, where it takes a long time to get that figured out. And it's not a lot. I mean, it's really little tweaks sometimes that get you back to where you need to be.
Well, and that's the one thing, like today with I just told him, I said, they're going to be up and down. It's so funny. We had like 4 pairs in a row that were, one was high, one was low, one was medium, one was low. And he's like, and he broke all 4 pairs, and he clicked. So I finished up with Gunner, and he had to go put his stuff away. And my son Tyler had been struggling a little bit with doubles at home. So I said, get your gun, come out here. So he came out, and he walked out and smoked 48 out of 50. Missed a couple, just shot quick on one, and then was kind of lazy on the other. And I said, you got to shoot it where it's at. He goes, I know, Dad. I forgot that. And that's just, he's new. He's only been shooting a couple years, and last year was his first full year of shooting doubles all the time. So he picked, and he just smoked 48 good, and then went over to try to singles practice. He missed the last one for a 24. And went over to try to handicap practice. He smoked 25, and he turned and looked at me and goes, is that better? And I said, that's the way. So I said,
that's what Papa likes.
That's right. We'll end it on that. And I said, we're going to, here shortly, because we're a 3-hour difference. You're done eating dinner, already had a couple drinks, and getting ready for bed. I'm just getting ready to eat dinner and have a couple drinks.
Yeah, it's 9:30 over here, so we shot 200 targets. Now they do only do 200 targets a day down here, which they used to do 300, but I think there was something to do with the noise ordinance where they can't shoot a certain hour of the day. So that, I wish it was a little bit longer of a program. But the good news is, as you get done early here, and if you're with your family, you want to go do stuff, or you want to go eat, there's plenty of time. Tonight we went out to sushi. It was fabulous. Me, Zach Bryant, and Elena McCartney, we had a great time, and it was a lot of fun. But it's the experience you get to spend with people, and the food. I mean, a lot of the time you go to trap shoots, we like to eat. So
that is true.
Yeah,
we're heading over to Dave Mansell's camper. They're already over there. They called me a couple times. Whipped some big ribeyes, and so he's cooking, and so we're gonna go have a steak and just kind of chill out while you guys are over there drinking. And you guys, I tell you, you need to get to bed early so you can shoot a little bit better. How'd the doubles go today then?
I had a 97. Blaisdell had a 98.
Yeah, that's right.
I ended up winning AAA, and then
you won the doubles yesterday.
I did. I had a 97 yesterday in the wind, and I was alone. And then Cole Hemming broke a 96, and then I think there was a 95 also.
So who's your squad you're shooting with over there?
It's myself, Zach, Elena,
Steve Stedman,
and then Tate, but I don't know Tate's last name.
Oh,
yeah. But forgive me, I don't know their last name. Haven't saved it, but yeah. But Steve, and we talked to Steve Stedman today, and he's got a lot of value to bring to the game. And he knows a lot of information. He shot a long time, a lot of big, long runs for sure. And
Steve's nickname is Beavis, so you can go and start calling him Beavis, and he'll know you got it from me. So
and I talked to Randy Ross today, our friend. He's our golfing buddy who used to shoot a little bit, win some handicaps here and there. And
he don't shoot anymore.
No, he don't. But Nora's down here. We're supposed to talk to her tomorrow, and Randy says, just a little sneak peek, but I think Nora wants to do an episode with us here coming in the future. So,
perfect.
So our listeners could be excited to hear that news. She really wants to help, and she's still teaching, and she's a wonderful shooter, and I think she has a whole lot of value to bring.
Absolutely.
for
That is
100% the one-eyed shooters. I mean, I don't know how many more successful people that shot one eye there is than Nora.
yeah. No, I mean, Nora's 34-time All-American. I think she's 32 time all-around average winner, something like that. I
Yeah,
mean, Nora, I grew up a lot with Nora. I used to call her my mom. And people were like, "What?" I said, "Well, she was 15 years older than me. She could have been my mom." She's
potentially.
but no, she's a great woman. Yeah, I've talked to her and we're trying to get her on. If we can get her to run a computer, she yeah, that's the only thing. So
It'll be fine. And then I know Josh Taylor from White Flyers down here, so we're supposed to see him. The target ranking really good down here, so we're happy to see that. And everything's going good. I hope people actually show up to the shoot more because it's a lot of fun. I know Arizona's a great one too. I mean, you're never going to go wrong with Tucson. And I'd say probably, if the weather is calm and still there, you probably got a more consistent target at Tucson. But
yeah, every place is different. I mean, but you know what I tell people? We don't shoot an indoor sport.
yeah,
We're outside. Targets are going to go up. They're going to you know where they're at. That's the biggest thing that I think some people look for excuses at certain clubs. And the biggest thing is, you know what? Go and have fun, number one. And number two, shoot the target where it's at. Not where it's that's it. And revert
that's
back to rule number one. Have fun.
now earlier when you said your son was shooting, you said, he kind of shot behind one. I just want to spend a little second and pull that apart. Do you think that happens because a person's eyes come off of the target and back to the gun? Or what do you think is the cause that really
Quick shooting it. I think they don't see it quite right. So they don't so they just oh man. And then they throw the gun and that's what he did. Gunner did that a few times, Like I said, Gunner tried to shoot one pair with one bullet and he goes, I don't know what's wrong with the gun. He opened it up and I said, and you're so good. You thought you could break him with one shell. And he's like, and I told him, I said, Zach and I are recording an episode tonight real quick. And I said, take a listen.
no, but I think you're right. It's the targets that I found myself missing were targets that I never got my eyes on completely. So, it's did I get my eye fully on that target completely before I really started pushing in? Because I think if you're pushing into the target before you lock onto it, that's when you either throw the gun over the top or you come short. And then if you throw the gun over the top, well, now maybe you lift your head because you can't see the target anymore, or you stop the gun with your hands, all that stuff. It just is bad habits and bad things happen when you're not looking at the burr.
Well, and that's the one thing is, you got to drive through a target, it ain't so much about pushing to it or just going to the target instead of trying to pull it. Anytime someone tries to pull a target to themselves, they're leaning back or doing something wrong. That's like today, I went and shot. I shot a practice round with Tyler and broke him. And then I shot a practice handicap and missed one. And these are the first track targets I shot since the Olive Grand. Because we were training to go to Dubai.
Yeah.
I pulled out the old KD today and I went, oh, this is a little different than the old flat rim. No, I put it together and Tyler goes, how's it look, Daddy? I said, well, it looks good. And I'm actually shooting in my new bear pelt vest and tried it out today for the first time in trap. And I like it. I got some bear pelt pouches that I'm going to be using too. So I'm going to flip flop around, but it's Bear Pelt's a great company, make awesome vests. So we'll see how it works this week.
It's about being comfortable, right?
Exactly.
Whatever you're using, like for me, I'm simple. Like I like shooting in polos, but I've done it my whole life. But when I shoot sporting clays, I love shooting in a vest. And it's just whatever I feel really comfortable in, I think is the most important thing. And what I mentioned about those bear pelts is they're so thin and they're so breathable that
they're
doesn't feel like those heavy vests of the past.
No.
Everything's
Everything's sublimated. You can put your logos on there. If you own your own company, put your own company logo. They can do all sorts of different patterns. Oh, this pattern's done after my Ultra Boost shoe pattern. So, and I did some gun socks they did for me in the same pattern. So yeah, it's about being comfortable. That's the
Yeah,
main thing.
and I know your logo color for your shooting clinics is a little bit of that orange too and stuff, right? I mean, it kind of pulls in and matches with your logos, doesn't it?
Yep, I get all different. I can make my logo colors, uh, whatever, and but like Doan's colors are orange and black, and I've always liked orange and black together, and so I just decided to do this, and I did a gray and black one, and then a red, white, and blue. That whoa, some other new ones that I'm gonna do and design, and it's just they're an awesome company, and I got some new ear protection I'll be using here shortly. Odo Pro. So hopefully, and that's another deal is I talked to Dr. Grace, the owner of Odo Pro, and I think we're going to get her on for an episode,
And that'd be
to people about hearing, because that
yeah.
is the most important thing.
Well, I mean, and I'll admit it, I didn't always use the best ear protection, use the foamies and stuff like that. And it cost me to where now when I go any place, I'm talking way louder than I should.
Oh,
People are
well,
like, hey,
yeah,
you know what's going on, Zach? Right.
there's
So
we're not drink.
if you protect your ears and you're going to shoot a
Yeah.
long time, I mean, I think it's very valuable. And even when you're out here and you're trying to perform, some of these gun clubs, the line is right next to the sidewalk and there's people back there talking, right? So if you can get something that really blocks that out, I think it's helpful. I don't like to make
Oh,
excuses
absolutely.
and say, oh, I missed a target because they were talking back there. But I think that when you're really in the zone, you're not going to hear anything. But sometimes when you're not in the zone and you're just kind of going through the motions, little things like that in the background, they can creep into your mind and you have to learn, to block them out a little bit for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I'm glad we were able to connect. And
Yes.
everyone's starting the overall tomorrow. So, just kind of getting here. There's a lot of great shooters. We're excited to see how it goes. And I know you guys are going to do good down there. So it's going to be a good.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll do a little follow up maybe on Monday or something about how the shoot went.
Yeah.
We can do a little quick 20-minute or something deal and send out to everybody about the shoots we're going to be hitting here next after I get back from collegiate nationals and stuff. So
Yeah. And I know we're going to want to hear a little bit more about the collegiate side and how that runs, because I know we've got a lot of listeners that have asked questions about how do they get their kids started into track shooting, where do they go, as far as colleges, where do you start? And I think, just talking a little bit about ACUIs is going to be a benefit for a lot of people for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And we might when I'm down there, I'll have my computer along, of course, and maybe we'll do a little podcast and about ACUIs, and I can grab a shooter or two from either my team and one of my co-pro staff from Fiocchi. I know Shay Skaggs will be down there shooting, and that's Shelby's younger sister, and I think Shelby's coming down to help her sister too. So we might
Awesome.
something quick, or we'll see. But we can talk a little bit about the ACUIs and stuff. So definitely.
That's awesome. Well, Ricky, is there anything you'd like to add before we get out of here? Is there anything that the shooter? No.
Just good luck down there in Florida to all the shooters there, and good luck to all the shooters that are going to be here at Arizona State Shoot. Looking forward to seeing some old faces down here and even some new faces and such. And give them heck and give them hell, and make sure you win my trophies.
I'm going to work my best at it. Today, I went out there and I said, this 100 singles matters, because you said, Zach, I'm not there. You need to win this singles for me. And I said, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to hit these 100 singles. And I can tell you, it was a little chippy that first box. But after I got through those first 25, I said, I'm walking down. Then I locked her in and we were good to go. We were on cruise control that back 100. But I would like to say thank you to our show sponsors, Remington, Wenig Stockworks, Shot Tracker, and the one and only RM Shooting Clinics. Go get one today. I know Gunner's appreciative of it, and we'll have a good rest of your week, everyone, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Perfect. All right, brother. Good luck down there. We will see you later.
Peace out.